Welcome to If Then Friday, Patriot version, I think. Welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina K-R-S-T-I-N-A. This is where we read books, talk about books, no special effects, no demons, none of that fantasy major stuff going on here. And I started planning this before my convention, and my friend says I have sleep deprivation hangover. I spent like 2 or 3 days with no sleep. Then I got a chunk of sleep, and now I feel like I've got a hangover, but I've had 0 alcohol. It's just weird. So anyways, this today is if then I forget what number, 120 something. I'm on a string. I'm on a I got on this fixation of I was trying to look for this one particular type of book, and I failed miserably. So we're just gonna go Patriot Mysteries, if then. I'm thinking of Patriot romances, and I'm also thinking of some other Patriot stuff. But this is Patriot Mystery. So, and I am not very creative with the thumbnails or the titles. I'm sorry. Somebody spread the word I exist. So the algorithms picks me up. So I get some people. I have over 2,000 videos out there. No one is watching. My schematics say that people drop off after 22 seconds. So I can stay and do anything I want and take my clothes off. Nobody would ever see my video. And my gal pal is here. Just so you know, my co-host is here. I gotta move back to the other side of town. I really do. Alright, so our first book. Most of these authors you will recognize and know, but these are your 10 Patriot mysteries. The Patriot Paradox, William Esmont. When a CIA analyst, Kurt Vetter, receives a mysterious package of encrypted files from his dead brother, he is drawn into the world of international intrigue he thought he left behind forever. The files led him to London, where he meets Amanda Carter, an energetic woman from his brother's past. With Amanda's help, he uncovers a CIA plot to detonate a nuclear bomb in Moscow. Meanwhile, the assassins who killed his brother launch an all-out hunt to silence him and anyone who may thwart their plans. In a frantic sprint across Europe, Kurt and Amanda must stay one step ahead of the killers while racing against the clock to prevent the bomb from incinerating millions of people. And I'm sorry, I think of Amanda Carter. Her real name is Amanda, but her fake name is Carter, and it's Samantha. That just took me a minute. I'm a little sleepy today. You know, Stargate SG-1. But anyway. The Patriot Cipher. A cipher threat is received by FBI, and they call on the most brilliant cryptologists to solve it. Ben Asher is quick, smart, and uncompromising in his stance on justice. He also believes himself unbeatable in the game of intelligence against the nation's enemies. So he's completely unprepared for what the new threat means. Unsolving the first cipher, he brushes it off as just another routine day in the office until the ciphers keep coming. The threats rapidly, and soon a team of experts from multiple fields are assembled to tackle the increasingly complex attack on the nation's security. As the threats rise, those responsible and their motive remain in the shadows. Operating like ghosts, the only clues left behind are the ciphers themselves. With the burden of solving the puzzles entirely on his shoulders, Ben is pushed beyond exhaustion and reasoning, and the team begins to question their own definition of law and order. Patriot Lies, Scott Blade. Jack Widow wants to know why. Jack Widow was passing through D.C. It's not a place he wants to be hanging out. Reading the morning paper, he learns about a homeless vet found alive on a park bench. The article claims that there was no known family. Oh, wait a minute. Let me rephrase this. Hanging out reading the morning paper, he learns about a homeless vet found buried alive. Burned alive on a park bench. Excuse me. Sleep deprivation. The article claims that there's no known family, no known relatives. No one's expected to attend the vet's wake or funeral. Widow is compelled to show. At the service, he's not alone. A lawyer shows up looking for any family that may turn up. The lawyer claims there's a sizable inheritance, a stock portfolio worth 50 mil. Why was he homeless? Probably PTSD, if I had to guess. The Patriot's daughter, Brittany Butler. This electrifying debut from former CIA officer and TikTok sensation Brittany Butler is the perfect geopolitical thriller for the fans of David McCloskey. When a wave of Russian cyber attacks ignites a disinformation firestorm, the United States is pushed to the brink of a civil war. State governments defy Washington, militias rise as trust crumbles and chaos spreads. The CIA races to expose the source behind such unrest before democracy collapses from within. Brilliant, relentless, and haunted by her mother's disappearance, Ava was recruited for a moment like this. Dispatched to infiltrate Russia's foreign intelligence service, her mission becomes personal when she locks onto her target, Konstantin, a charismatic SVR officer whose shadowed past intertwines with her own. What Ava uncovers is more insidious than she feared when the country unraveling the most navigated minefield of deception. Still taking a bath. Her only anchor, Ben, a veteran counterintelligence officer with complicated romantic feelings for Ava. Ah, romance. Romance. You want some romance? Sorry. Alright. The last picture. The Patriots' betrayal. The last thing Parker Chase expected to find after burying the murdered uncle was a cryptic letter from the dead man. Parker realized that his death was far more than a robbery gone bad and soon finds himself pursued by the very man who killed his uncle. Joined by his brilliant ex-girlfriend, Parker fights to stay one step ahead of a shadowy organization hell-bent on silencing him forever. Desperate to discover why his uncle died, Parker realizes he's uncovered information about a centuries-old mystery involving America's founding fathers. We may say that again. Alright. Sean Parnell, one true patriot. 2 months after taking down terrorist Alexander Eric Steele is back in action. Though he is completing his Alpha assignments with the same deadly efficiency as always, he has lingering questions about his missing father, his own future in the program. When Steele gets the alert that a fellow Alpha is serious in trouble, he rushes to Paris only to arrive too late. Jonas Rain's Stalker 6 is dead, the victim of a brutal attack. While on leaving the City of Light, Rains met an attractive art historian who lured him into a trap. Before she vanished, the mysterious woman left a warning for anyone from the Alpha program who might follow her. One of the best and most effective warriors in the top secret program, Steele has been trained to take on enemies. No threat will deter him from avenging his fallen brother. But the serial killer won't be easy to find. The search takes Steele around the world, from France to Adriatic coast of Italy, to the outskirts of Aleppo, Syria, and a top-secret prison in Russia, where unexpectedly he finds more clues about his father, taking him back to the streets of D.C. Interesting. We gotta start reading some of these books. The Patriot Club, Christopher Reich. Tom Bolden grew up on the streets. His childhood a blur of fragment memories, but now he's managed to put his past behind him, find the woman he wants to share his life with, and carve out a successful career on Wall Street. Until in the blink of an eye, his world is turned upside down. A bizarre kidnapping sends him fleeing for his life. His face everywhere on the TV news, and a violent, shadowy organization is framing him for crimes he didn't commit. Okay. What's the club have to do with this? The Last Patriot. June 632 AD in Mecca, the Prophet Muhammad shares with his closest companion a final and startling reservation. Within days, he is assassinated. September 1789, U.S. Minister to France Thomas Jefferson, charged with forging a truce between the violent Muslim pirates of the Barbary Coast, makes a shocking discovery, one that could forever impact the world's relationship with Islam. Present-day Navy SEAL turned covert Homeland Security operative Scott Harvest must race to locate an ancient secret that has the power to stop militant Islam in its tracks. And Ted Bell, the Patriot. On a beautiful day off the coast of Maine, an esteemed former CIA director and expert sailor is found dead on a sailboat, his head bashed in after what seems like a horrific accident. Half a world away in Paris, another senior CIA officer dies of heart attack while making love in a posh hotel room. When counter-spy Alex Hawke hears the news and another recent CIA death under suspicious circumstances are discovered, he suspects there are more than coincidences. Hawke believes the deaths can be tied to one source, Spider Payne, a rogue intelligence officer whose exploits got him fired by the CIA. Now the former star agent seems to have evolved into a serial killer, and it looks like MI6 officer Alex Hawke is directly in the line of fire. But Spider isn't the only intelligence operative with a grudge. Team Texas Colonel Beauregard founded an international mercenary fighting force that gave him both worldwide passage and a sizable fortune. Now he's lost it all as the worldwide press and soon clients like US, Russia, and China blame him for amassing an army of hired renegade killers rather than soldiers. Beau sets his sights on an enemy spies who's betrayed him, and he won't stop until they've been eliminated. And the book that started this all, the book that I have been trying to find other books like it, so that's why it led to some of these authors here. If you haven't seen my video for this book, please go watch it. I should remake it. There's just so much. I recommend this book to everybody. There's a couple of books that I recommend to everybody. I always say that if you're depressed or if you've had a loss in your life, and you want to give yourself a minute to laugh, a reason to laugh, even if it's just for a few minutes, you want a few minutes of happiness, you read Jana DeLeon. Go watch my Janet versus Jana video, if then Fridays, or Janet Ivanovich, Stephanie Plum, and Fortune. They will make you laugh, especially 1 for the money, 2 for the dough, 3 to get deadly. The first 3 are good. And Janet DeLeon's Fortune Mystery Series, especially the one I used for the video, the one where they jump out of the plane. It's just hysterical. Then I have your semi-genealogical mystery, The Lost Apothecary. Sarah Penn is, this lady, her husband is, her and her husband are going to celebrate their anniversary. She catches him in bed with somebody else, so she takes a trip herself. And outside the hotel, she meets this guy that, I think it's mudlarking or something. It's when the water leaves the Thames, they allow people to pick stuff off the surface. She finds an apothecary bottle. She traces the apothecary bottle's history. And because of the location of the shop, it's down this side road. It's back in a corner where no one goes anymore. She walks into the shop that's been untouched since the original owner walked out 200 years ago. The original paperwork, the original medicines, everything is still on the shelves, completely 100% untouched. And this book. It's, all the stuff in this book is true. Yes, he took true information and made it, wove a fictional mystery around it. But a lot of the stuff in here is actually factually true. And the French guy is a Daughters of the American Revolution proven patriot. the French guy that paid for the American Revolution. So anyway, Steve Berry, the Patriot debt. It is just everything in this book. The factual stuff is real. He took real stuff and built a mystery. It's just awesome. Where's some of those pictures? Cotton Malone series. I love this series, Cotton Malone. But this particular book, how many times have you seen that? There's another book on my table here someplace that has this picture in color of Washington. But, I can't find it now. But there's so much in this book that's really true. And I can't find any of the pictures. So anyways, let's just go with this. Cotton Malone, once a member of the elite intelligence division with the Justice Department known as Magella Billet, is now retired and owns a bookshop in Denmark. But when his former boss, Stephanie Nell, asks him to track down a rogue North Korean who may have acquired some top-secret Treasury Department files, the kind that would bring the United States to his knees, Malone is vaulted into a harrowing 24-hour chase that begins on the canals in Venice and ends in the remote highlands of Croatia. With the appearances of Franklin Roosevelt, Andrew Mellon, a curious painting that still hangs in the National Gallery of Art, and some eye-opening revelations from the $1 bill, this riveting, non-stop adventure is trademark Steve Berry. 90% historical fact. 10% exciting speculation. It's an awesome, awesome book. So that is your If Then Patriot Mystery Friday. I'm still investigating Patriot romance and founding fathers and other items. And my gal pal here is ready for sleepies. She's all ready for sleepies. She's had her bath. It's time for bed. Please don't forget to Star Trek Next Generation Voyager, Star Trek Next Generation recaps, Star Trek Voyager recaps on Fridays. I do one of these days need to go back and do those 1 or 2 episodes of Next Generation that were completely garbled. Don't forget reading J.D. Robb every single Saturday, spoiling characters. Unboxing on Sundays. Other people do unboxings and they know what's in that box. It's either something they ordered or someone sent it to them as a gift and it's something they want. I don't want any of these books. They get delivered to me and we divide them up and ship them out in 72 hours. They're gone. We have a children's charity, a couple other charities, a couple of churches we distribute to. They go. And I just won an award through my organization for promoting literacy, for donating all of those books. So we're on the track this year to donate even 10 times as much as last year, but we'll see what happens. And don't forget Flashback Mondays, where we talk about all the books from the past. If anybody has ideas for that, please leave it on the Flashback Monday page. And of course, my daily book reviews. Have a good one.